Our Liberty Center Tigers host that team up north. That's right, the Delta Panthers have come to town. A few minutes, we'll be able to go to Spike and Brian, go over team records and stats. But first, earlier this week, Scott sat down with Coach Moeller to give
coffee cup stuff off.
Nope, we're good. Go.
LC Tiger Sports Live welcome then Coach Casey Moeller for a Week 9 conversation about the Delta Panthers. But first, we'll go back. Coach, you played Evergreen, a team that had been struggling, but when you watch the film prior to the game and then you watch the film after the game, there was some nice takeaways. Evergreen played hard on defense. They presented some things for you, and then that I think challenged you, and you guys kind of challenged yourself a little bit to prepare yourself for the last part of this regular season. Talk a little bit about the Evergreen game and the things you got to take away from it.
Well, watching the film on Evergreen, we knew that defensively they really run to the ball well, and that's sometimes half the battle on defense. So, we knew they were going to get to the ball, they were going to run and put pressure on us and blitz a little bit and things like that. And so we wanted to work on a couple things that maybe we haven't had to do a lot of this year. Some of our counter game, a little bit more passing, and I think we threw the ball 15 times. And so it was good to work on that and to kind of see some areas we needed to continue to improve there. And it just put ourselves in some situations that we haven't had to be in this year, so that down the road, if we're in those again, we're comfortable being in those. So
when you almost self-impose some situations a little bit, you did some good subbing, got a lot of reps for some your 2 and 3 depth chart guys, which I think is really good. But there were some things I think you would say we didn't like the interceptions. We struggled maybe from time to time on blitz pickup. Some things, understanding that you were also doing some of these things to yourself to see, almost stress testing yourself. Talk about some things that concerned you a little bit. We don't usually talk about that because you had such a clean year being 8-0, but we all watched it and saw some things that we hadn't been used to seeing. This was probably a net good thing. What were some of your net takeaways on maybe the negative side this week you want to work on?
Well, like you said, Coach Miller and Coach Amstutz were not real happy with our blitz pickup a couple times. I don't know that we, were terrible, but just some things that, if you want to play with the big boys, you got to be ready to pick those things up. There were a couple play calls I wasn't happy with myself with, where we put our quarterback in a situation that, we probably couldn't pick up the blitz like we normally could have, and they ended up in some sacks. The interceptions were just, decisions trying to make plays, but we have to understand the situation sometimes. So, but I think coming out of that, I think we're further ahead than we were going in, because we've seen the situation. We know what we need to do now. We can see what happens if we don't do the right thing, and hopefully we become better because of it.
If I was a defensive coordinator against Liberty Center, being kind of a long-time defensive assistant, you guys are pretty ferocious in the run game. You really block it well up front. Your backs just run just with an intensity that is just next level for sure. And I would really want to really do my best to stop the run. And if you get up against a team that matches your physicality, and you kind of saw that last year, I think with South Range a little bit. How do you feel about your passing game? And I know there's confidence there, and I know there's really competent players there, but we never talk about Liberty Center passing. Let's have a whole day on the spread passing attack of Liberty Center. But maybe talk a little bit about the things you're looking for as you get into the playoff. You start to look forward a little bit, although you've got a big game this week against Delta, then Wasion will threaten you. Talk about your passing game a little bit.
Well, if we look at just some of the numbers, I think we're averaging about 8 passes a game, which, that's not very much. Some receivers are catching 8 passes a game. Part of that is, we get into the second half. We've had running clocks 7 out of the 8 weeks. We're not going to throw the ball around. So our numbers are down there. So we have to continue to work on it. We're pretty happy with our play action game. We think we've got some weapons with, our wing backs and ends and things, backs out of the backfield. We just haven't had a lot of opportunity to sit back in the pocket, spread things out, and throw. We've done it a couple times. If you look at the numbers too, our completion percentage, we're up over 60%, which is, probably better than what, my goal would be. Prior to taking over as the head coach, I think for 30 years our completion percentage was around 40%. and I wanted to get it up above 50%, and we've done a great job of that over the years. And now we're hovering around 60% or better, which is great. And I think Ryan Miller and Chris Riggy do a great job working with quarterbacks and receivers and making sure our timing and stuff is on par. And then Nick Miller and Paul Amstutz work with the line on the protection. And, we gave up some sacks this week, but overall for the season, we haven't given up a lot of sacks. And if you go back a couple of years, our protection has been very good. Some of that is because of our running game helping us and things like that, but we've done a good job with pass protection over the years, and we just need to continue to get better. We're not going to ever be perfect, but we can always work to get better.
Well, it's certainly something to talk about. I mean, our fan base doesn't see a lot of it, but it was very effective against Patrick Henry. I think 7 for 7 for 96 yards. So no doubt when you're running the football that well, your passing game certainly opens up. Let's talk briefly about Delta. You got a chance to break them down against Patrick Henry. You guys have, obviously they're struggling a little bit, but you guys in your preparation take everything to level 5, DEFCON 5 in preparation. Talk about the Rubel kid. I think he's a good player. They're certainly committed to running the football. They do some things in the run game that if you're not disciplined reading keys and doing the things you're supposed to do on assignment football, it can be problematic. What do you see from Delta?
Well, just what you said. I think they're going to be committed to running the ball. And I think it starts, they're going to try to run off tackle, but it sets up a lot of their complementary plays. The Rupel kid at quarterback is probably their best athlete, and he does a really good job handling the ball and fakes. They'll fake a handoff, and he'll kind of follow behind it some, and then he'll do some faking and then boot away. And him in space can be a problem because he's got good strength, he's fast, he's agile, and he's a smart kid. So that's concerning. They've got another set of plays where they fake a handoff up the middle and they bring a wing back around. And 2 years ago, that gave us a lot of problems. And we worked really hard on it last year to make sure we could defend that, and we did a great job of it. So this year, it's still something they do. We got to make sure that we can be disciplined and play good assignment football. It's not really like an old triple option where you got to play, real disciplined rule football, but it's kind of the same thing. We got to have certain players assigned to certain things on those plays. And they can play action pass if you fall asleep. Now, they don't throw the ball much, and they haven't been super explosive, but when a team runs the ball that much, it only takes one play for your secondary to make a mistake, and they're wide open for a big gain.
You know that because that's kind of a little bit how you feast in the passing game.
Sure, yeah. It's kind of, this is going to be a little bit like playing ourselves, as far as schematically and philosophically what we want to do on offense. And defensively, they're kind of the same thing. They're going to gear up to stop the run. They're going to basically prevent big plays in the pass game and, make you work to score touchdowns. So they're a little bit different this year. They're not as big as they have been.
Right.
So they got smaller, quicker players at some spots, which that's given us problems in the past where, we've got big, strong kids and they've got small, quick kids, and that quickness can be a challenge for bigger guys.
Well, certainly, you guys have last year. I remember that first drive, Delta had some success, and you kind of rattled their cage a little bit and then shut everything down. But they really extended their drives. They really drained the clock. They ball controlled us last year over there. I think in that first series, you recall, and they got that touchdown. I mean, we got the game under control quickly thereafter. But the thing that I saw that Delta could do, and I think you're seeing the same thing. If they get in these manageable second, third downs, they can control the clock. And they can do some things and dictate tempo and all those different things. So that would be something I would imagine you guys are attacking the first down and get them behind the chains a little bit.
Yeah, we put the film on from last year, and you kind of forget a little bit. We knew that they're going to drain the play clock. They're going to shorten the game up as much as possible. And as they make first downs, it really minimizes your opportunities offensively. I think last year they had 10 or 12 play drive, scored a touchdown. I think we ran 4 offensive plays and the quarter was over.
Right.
So, I'm sure that's probably going to be their philosophy. So we got to make sure we can get off the field and not allow them to keep moving the chains. And then if we can get some quick scores, we'll, kind of negate that, slowing the game down a little bit.
One of the things I think you have to always work against, and you get up for the big game against Archbold. You've got Napoleon early. Tenora's a traditional foe that have been very good. You just come off a PH game, and you have to go into an Evergreen game, and you're playing some teams that are struggling here down the back stretch of the season. How do you what's your strategy or your approach to keep these guys on edge yet healthy? You look to the playoffs a little bit, the way that's set up. You're going to play some teams maybe early that aren't the most difficult. As a coach, how do you keep these guys on the edge? Because you're not playing every single week is not a war for you. It's just not. And this Delta game, if you play it the way you know you can, you should be able to control it. But if you take a nap, you could be surprised. How do you keep the kids on an edge?
Well, some of that is watching film the following day on a Saturday, and you look at, okay, we scored a touchdown in this play, but here's like 5 mistakes we made. And then, we actually go back and look at, here's what happened against South Range. Here's what happened against Cary 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. These are teams that beat us.
So you remember wins a little bit. I like that.
Because we got a lot of people, and deservedly so, telling these kids how good they are, how great they are, how well they played. And, we call that rat poison because it gets in your head and you think, hey, man, we're fine. We're right where we need to be. And the reality is we have to continue to get better because we make mistakes. We can't always look at the final product and say, well, we won or we scored a touchdown or whatever, or that pass was incomplete. Did we do everything correctly the right way? Because when you play really, really good teams, that's what's going to make the difference. Not, well, against Delta or Evergreen, they didn't complete very many passes or we shut them out or whatever. How do we do it is what's important. And we continually look at that on film and talk about the process. Did we do it correctly to get the outcome we wanted? Or was the outcome just, they made a mistake, not what we did? So we want to continually work on ourselves and make sure we're doing things correctly because in those games when you play these really good teams, you can't just rely on, well, we're bigger or we're stronger, we're faster, we're more athletic because we're gonna see teams that are bigger than us, stronger than us, faster than us, more athletic. Our fundamentals have got to be the difference.
So with a victory this week, I believe you at least tie for another league championship. I think it puts you at 9-0 with the victory against Delta, which goes back-to-back. League championships are hard to win here, and regardless, when you look back historically, it's got to be kind of exciting. You're on the cusp of doing that. This team is not going to have a chance to be 9-0. This team has a chance to wrap up a league championship or at least wrap up a tie and start preparing for a very tough Wauseon team. So you've got to be happy with how this season has gone. I think we all anticipated success, Coach, but I think you're 2 in the AP poll. I think you're leading in computer points or 1 or 2 there. I know our fan base is excited. Obviously, we'll be back out at Rex Lindgren Stadium, Kip Kern Field this week. We wish you a lot of luck in this game, and I know we're all looking forward to it.
Thank you. Hopefully we can keep things moving. Hopefully we can keep things moving.
Well, good evening, football fans, and I'm talking about Liberty Center Tiger football fans. The tradition has gone on for 110 years, and tonight it's game number 9, manifesting this tradition all over again here in the pit, also known as the Black Hole. But right here we call it Rex Lindgren Stadium and Kip Kern Field. Tonight, Liberty Center's opponent is Delta. The Tigers quickly come in at 8-0, 5-0 in the league. Delta comes in at 3-5 and 1-4 in the league. We'll get into some more of that in the team-wise stuff. With me tonight, Brian Babcock. I'm going to be calling him Jigs because I won't remember. It's hard for me to remember Babcock, let alone Brian. Brian was a big star quarterback and defensive player for Liberty back around, what, 05, 06?
Yeah, middle 2000s, early 2000s,
Yeah. So Scott Barrett out on assignment. Mark Bly, I think he's sitting at home with his feet cocked up. But filling in tonight, of course, Dan Kessler running the show. And we've got a guy breaking in, a freshman at Liberty, Cole Bauman.
And just for the record, Captain's down soaking up the Rays in Florida.
Ooh. Oh, that's where he's at.
Well, nice place to be right now.
But he's still watching us, so don't be fooled.
And Bill Bowser Hauser, longtime cameraman for Liberty Center, made an appearance tonight. So it was really terrific to see him. Now, with all that out of the way, the band on the field giving a show. Fans slowly coming in. We've still got about 12 minutes, about 15 minutes till kickoff. All right, Brian, this guy is a master of stats, the breaking down of every play. Him and Scott Barrett have different approaches, but they both have wisdom, knowledge, and gumption. We'll say that. All right, Brian, I bragged you up. Now back it up.
Yeah, let's talk about Delta a little bit tonight, Spike. Just to kind of talk about some of their numbers. They got 7 seniors, 5 juniors, 15 sophomores, 11 freshmen, so they are a young team. You can kind of tell that from some of their record and what has happened in the league so far this year. They do have some nice offensive players. They are going to run the ball. About 80% of the time they're going to be looking to run the ball early and often. Their pass game is going to consist of boot passes and things that come off of the run game. And so it's going to be important for our defense to read their keys, stay home, and look out for those tight ends and wingbacks coming out of the backfield on those pass plays, because they will sneak behind you. A few players to keep an eye on for Delta. Senior quarterback, number 8, Justin Ruppel, has 135 yards passing and 232 rushing yards this year with 8 touchdowns. He's kind of what makes this offense go. He will stick it and keep it. So he is a run-pass option there for them. Leading rusher, fullback number 12, Landon Lintermoot. He has 444 yards and 4 touchdowns. And then we got number 9, Carl Warner Jr., has 427 yards rushing. Their offensive line, a little bit on the smaller side from what we've seen these last few weeks in the league, and they are young. They got a left tackle, Brady Smith, 6 foot 150. They have a left guard, Parker Cone, 5'6", 155. Center, Cass Chiazza, 5'10", 200. Number 53, Cooper Tipton on the right guard, 5'10", 160. And at the right tackle, number 64, Landon Griesinger, 6'1", 275. I think he's their best offensive lineman on that right side. So it'll be interesting to see if they kind of look to stay to that right side and kind of ride him. As far as their offensive plays, you're going to see a lot of dives. You're going to see some dive option tonight. You're going to see traps, powers, jet sweeps. As I said, very little passing, but they will sneak passes in there off of the play action.
All right, some of you more veteran listeners tonight like my age, you'll remember if you look at those weights that Jig shared with us, that's the size of football players up and down the lineup back in the Kip Kern days. Though that would have been a big line in some cases, but of course Liberty Center grew up with the grit and the determination and the fortitude, and that is what has been the foundation for our program today. And that same thing, Rex Lindgren brought a rebirth to Liberty Center, kind of reconstituted the program, and now Casey Moeller and staff has done one terrific job of following up, paying attention to detail. And I do want to mention one thing. As you watch, it's awful easy to be critical, or why did they run the ball? Why didn't they throw? Why didn't they do this? Well, let me tell you this. As much as I've sat in on game film mornings on Saturday, been on the practice field with them, these guys are almost devout in their attention to detail. They've talked over every possibility. The game is scripted, and then maybe 15 plays into it, they'll vary slightly according to what the other team is giving them. So trust me, even if you don't agree with the play call, it is very much a planned parenthood, if you will. I hate that expression, but anyway, quickly, Liberty Center in the air this year, averaging 70 yards passing a game. averaging on the ground 315 yards. Total offense 385. Very impressive. The Liberty Center defense, they give up a total of 60 yards a game rushing yardage. That is phenomenal. And then from the pass defense, Liberty Center giving up just 70 yards a game.
Impressive.
That's so Liberty Center averaging 385, giving up 130 yards. Not want to throw too many stats at you, but round it off. That is kind of the way it looks. We still got 7 minutes. What's your take now on the Tigers?
Yeah.
Jigs, where do you think they'll go tonight? Week 9, looking to the playoffs. And by the way, Liberty Center has 2 home games in their back pocket. They've got it guaranteed that they're going to be hosting 2 games with an almost insurmountable 3.5-point lead in the computer points.
So potential 4 home games here to ride into the playoffs. That's a great thing to have there, Spike.
All right, getting set.
To honor our guard tonight is composed of members from local VFW Post 6596 and American Legion 492. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country with freedoms like no other. To honor our great nation, please remain standing, remove your hats, and sing along as the band plays our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Yeah, Spike, really just interested in seeing Liberty's response from last week. Didn't necessarily play sloppy, but they did have quite a few penalties. had a couple turnovers, some missed assignments on offense with some pressures on the quarterback. So really interested to see that response if they clean any of that stuff up tonight and where this offense goes. Do they continue to work the passing game, try to work on some of these, the quick passing game and getting Landon Amstutz out of the pocket a little bit more like they did last week? Or do we continue to just run the ball and just try to control this clock here today? It'll be interesting to see.
Well, I tell you what, we'll get to that right now. The youth football program played on Sunday afternoon. They practice twice a week. Come flying through. And now, here they come, those bodacious men in black, the Liberty Center Tigers. 69 players strong. What an outlet. Great uniforms. Tigers have black shirts, white numbers, and white pants.
I like that combo. That's a nice-looking combo, isn't it, Spike?
Stand out well, yes. Delta on the other side, they will be dressed in all white with green numbers. The wind is blowing strong. Temperature's about 50, 55 degrees thereabouts, but the wind is a strong wind blowing from State Route 109, blowing west toward the metal building, and that could play a factor into the game tonight. Hey, also joining us is another professional, Digger Barnes. Captain, eat your heart out, buddy, because I'm not going to tell him.
Well, we figure he's on vacation, so I might as well be up here.
There you go. No, I'm not going to know how to run. We've got a replay system set up here, but Cole's you're going to have to run that, because once I push start and stop, I'm lost.
You're not ready for that technical stuff there, Spike?
No, that's why I still have a flip phone. Okay. Let's see. Have they I didn't notice the coin toss. Did you pick that up, Brian? Oh, by the way, two other big games in the league tonight. Wauseon and Bryan play. They both are still in the hunt to get a home field advantage in that first game, so a big game there. And the other one, perhaps bigger, Patrick Henry and Archibald. The loser, let me see, Archibald is fourth in the playoff. A win there, and they've got a playoff home game.
I could see that being a really good game there tonight.
Yeah, Patrick Henry, they're number one in their Division 7, albeit they're the biggest Division 7 school in the state. All right, so Liberty Center will kick off quickly. The kickoff team, we've got Aiden Talent, Thomas Moeller, Garrison Cruz, Waylon Rent, Steve Brogan, Max Walker, Tyler Lay, Dagan Schweiger, Blake Garber, Grady Miller, and Caden Sonnenberg. Max Walker to kick. High end over end. What a boomer. Hits in the end zone, 2 yards deep. And once again, poison strikes. Max Walker averaging kickoffs down to the 4, which in itself is unheard of. But he's had nearly half his kicks wind up in the end zone.
That guy's got a leg. That guy's got a serious leg.
Yeah, just a sophomore, too. All right, Tigers start on defense. Defensive lineup, Backelman at nose tackle. Seth Navarre, Xander Zeider as the outside tackles. Linebackers, Trent Cruz. Waylon Rentz in the middle and Colton Cruz flanking. Snipers, Colton Chambers and Max Weaver getting a start. Number 50 is snipers. And then Landon Cruz, Colley, and Miller as defensive backs. First handoff, give up the middle. And
looks like Trent Cruz come up in the bottom of that one there, Spike.
No gain on the play. Liberty Center is very proficient in stopping the run.
Yes, they are.
Losses.
Yes, they are. Looked like they came out in a 5-3 there, Spike. 5 down linemen, 3 linebackers. Obviously, run heavy with Delta. They're going to be padding the box tonight and doing what they do well, and that's play the run.
All right, they show a wide out to either side. Two setbacks with a tight end left. Out of the gun.
Uh-oh.
Fumbles the ball.
Got on it.
Loose on the deck. Down there around the 15-yard line.
Seth
The
Navarre.
Liberty Center. The snap out of the gun was bobbled and went to the deck. I don't know who got it.
Seth Navarre jumped on that one there.
All right.
Pretty good start for Liberty, huh?
Yeah, last
right
week
inside
we
their
started
20.
with 3 short fields.
That's right.
And tonight we get one again.
This team definitely starts fast. They don't waste time to get going, and we saw it last week, and we're seeing it again so far tonight. Let's see if they can't punch one early.
Tackles. Landon Smith at 1 tackle. Giesecke at the other tackle. Now, rolling right, looking upfield. Amstutz has time, lobs it up there. Nearly a circus catch by Chambers. Had a hand on it, but got shoved out of bounds before he could haul it in.
Pretty good choice there by Landon Amstutz. There really wasn't anything going there. He threw it up for Colton Chambers to make the play, and him only kind of ran out of bounds a little bit there, ran out of room.
Okay,
second down.
63, Steve Brogan at 1 guard. Seth Navarre, number 70, at the other guard. Clayton Seal, a junior, number 71, the center. All right, no, they do give it off the left side. I followed Amstutz's fake.
Trent Cruz.
And Trent Cruz picks up about 8 yards on the play.
Number 5, Trent Cruz.
Like
the Tigers start right off in high gear, so that brings up 3rd down now, and we'll call it 2 to go. Ball on the 6-yard line of the Delta Panthers. Tigers need a win tonight to wrap up at least a tie for the championship of the NWAL. All right, double wing set, wide out to the right side, single setback, Amstutz under center. He runs play action, rolling right, looking upfield. Looking, throws.
Nice throw, nice catch.
It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown. I believe that was
Colton Chambers.
Colton Chambers. From that wingback spot, little did a jig to the left, cut back hard across the right. Amstutz rolled that way and put it right on the number.
It looked like the same play they had ran a little bit earlier there, Spike. Looked like almost like a power pass. Colton Chambers out in the flats. Really wasn't open. Landon Amstutz with a great throw to kind of throw him open. Good catch by Colton, touchdown.
All right, here's Rosebrock. Kick is up on the way. Oh!
Nice effort there by Justin Rupel. You're going to see him pretty active tonight. He's their quarterback for the most part, and be very active on the defensive side of the ball there. Was able to come through. I'm not sure if we didn't get him blocked on the outside or what, but was able to block that extra point.
Wow. All right, only a minute and a half gone here. Liberty Center takes a 6-0 lead despite the blocked extra point attempt.
We'll see if this kickoff team can talk Max Walker into not kicking it in the end zone. I mean, these guys are assassins on this kickoff team with these explosions, big hits that we've seen the last few weeks, Spike. They're just chomping at the bit to get down there and smoke somebody. So,
interesting you say that. Garrison Cruz, a freshman, number 30. Garrison is 8th on the team with 13 tackles, and he does not start yet on the defense.
Right.
This is primarily special team tackles. So a very imposing figure there.
You've seen Tyler Lay and Stephen Brogan with big hits as well the last couple weeks, Deegan Schweigert. So it's a race. Let's see what happens here.
Back deep around the 5-yard line, goes high again. That's going to be 5 yards and deep into the end zone. And that is, of course, that is with the wind. Now, we've got a very strong wind. It'll be interesting to see if we hold Delta here just how well they're going to punt into this wind.
That's right. Good point, Spike. Yeah, we talk about it every week. Just starting at your 20 is just that is tough sledding, having to drive the ball 80 yards every single time that Liberty is kicking off. That is a challenge, and it happens just about every time.
Okay, Delta comes out. 2 setbacks out of the gun. Double tight end, double wide out over there. Quarterback keeps it. He's going to run into all kinds of trouble. Great penetration from Liberty, and it's going to be a 4-yard loss. Smackarino.
I think Bockelman and Seth Navarre blowing that play up. It's just if you just kind of watch this defensive line tonight, folks at home, I think it's you're probably going to see a dominant performance of just a lot of pushing back and not a lot of movement at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be tough for Dell to just line up and run at this defensive line and linebacker crew.
Right. Yeah, they don't throw much. They don't.
Well, Bockelman was being double teamed right there too, and he pushed both those guys.
Didn't matter.
The quarterback.
He gets that about every other play, it seems like.
Landon Smith in there at nose tackle. Here's a give off the outside. Gets a little running room, spins off one, but the Tigers flow to the ball, and there's going to be maybe a yard loss on that. For a minute, it looked like they might have a shot at turning the corner, but that pursuit is...
Yep. Good job by Cam Collar there to hold that edge. Looked like he had a little space. Cam stayed outside, forced him back in. Colton Cruz is able to come and get in on that tackle with Cam, and Landon Bachman was also chasing him down from the backside. That's not a guy you want chasing you down, so
no.
You better
All
run.
Right. For the Panthers, ball is back around the 15-yard line, 3rd down and 15. They'll show a double wide out over here. Now motion right. They'll give to the motion man. He runs right into a whole host of Tiger tacklers. Xander Zeider got there for the first hit. Another loss of about 2 more yards, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
I think Seth Navarre and Trenton Cruz in there as well. Just not a big push up front here tonight. Just interested. Delta has been going to some more split on offense where they split a couple of the receivers out. They don't really throw it to that. I'm just interested to see if they don't try some of that tonight, Spike, just to mix some of this up.
All right, the punter standing back on the goal line. Low liner is going to bounce at the 38, picked up there by Colley. Colley cuts to the outside. No, excuse me. Yeah, that was Colley. And Colley returned it from the 45 down to the 35. We'll mention Cam Colley here a little bit later and his astounding effort this year. He definitely Mr. Dynamite, and he has never played an offensive down to my knowledge.
Correct. Yeah, not that I know of his way. At least he's not had a touch.
Right.
He may have played. It's just no touches.
But no touches. All right, the Cruz brothers in the backfield. Chambers wing left. They'll give first back through.
Dive.
He kicks it to the left. Now back right. Cuts across one. Runs over a tackler and bounds his way down to the 18-yard line. Gain of 17 yards.
Just a straight dive there. A lot of green grass, Spike, and he got to the second level and made a little shake and was able to put a big gainer on there. Landon Cruz down the field. Folks at home, if you get a chance to look at that, we've been talking about these receivers blocking down the field. He had a pancake about 25 yards down the field. Great job.
Wow. All right, Landon Cruz wide to the far side, or that's Rent. No, forget it. Flip out there, caught by Weaver. Weaver tries to turn a corner, grabbed it at the 20, got down to around the 15-yard line. Zach Weaver getting a start at the tight end position.
Nice little move there.
Young man.
Yeah, nice little move there to get outside and kind of get a couple yards out of it. It looked like he was almost dead to rights, but able to beat the guy to the corner.
Downfield blocking has been one of the Tigers' super attributes this year. That can really go right. Okay, tight end off to the right. Double setback, Amstutz out of the gun. Now fakes a little cross butt, kicks to the right side. Running room there. Now cuts outside farther at the 2, the 1.
Touchdown.
He's into the end zone. It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown. They faked one way and on a little cross butt.
Yep.
Cruz breaks through and he's into the end zone.
As you just were talking about the receivers blocking again, Colton Chambers was on that outside, Spike. He had the key block, so Colton Cruz could get that corner and beat him to the outside. Great job, Colton Chambers. Good run, Colton Cruz.
Colton Chambers has been the answer to prayers, if you will, for his ability to play the entire wing-back position from every facet of it.
Yep. Very valuable player for sure.
All right, that kick is good. So the Tigers now go up 13-0 at the 6:48 mark of quarter number 1. The Tigers offense continues to roll, headed up by the offensive line. And then when we've got the people that can get through that first 3 yards into the secondary, and then they make the cuts, and then the downfield blocking makes their runs even better.
It's at every single level, absolutely. I mean, I think we're averaging 315 yards a game rushing right now. I mean, that is dynamic, and that speaks to being effective at every single level. Line, backs, and downfield blocking.
Catch these. Colton, 11.5 yards per carry. Trent, 11. Waylon Rentz, 10 yards a carry. Colton Chambers, 9. And Thomas Moeller averaging 8 yards
those are big,
a carry.
big numbers.
Wow. All right, so standing back at their 4-yard line, the Delta return people. Here's Walker. And another high boomer,
Jeez.
and that's going to hit about 6 yards back deep in the end zone again. Woo!
It's almost like you're confused or wonder what's wrong when he doesn't kick it in the end zone these days, Spike. He does it so often. Yeah, just to see the dominant performance of this defense last week against Evergreen. I think without them 2 runs, big runs, kind of late in that game, they may have had negative yardage for the entire game. Because they did. They broke a couple late, kind of long runs, and without those, there was probably negative yardage.
Panthers come out, tight end to the far side, wide out either way. They give a little cross, kicks it right up. And I may be back to the original line of scrimmage. Boy, Delta just cannot mount any attack against this defensive wall.
Xander Zeider and Trenton Cruz. Yeah, it's just like you're just trying to run into a brick wall right now, Spike. There's just no holes, not a lot of movement, and this defensive line, they're pinning their ears back. They know it's run, so fight upfield and stay in your lane, and that's happening right now.
Noah Jensen getting a start on the inside on defense. Goose,
we got Goose. Ooh, Trent Cruz.
In there getting a start on defense.
Good fill there by Trenton Cruz to stifle that run. Brady Giesecke as well in on that tackle.
Yeah, give him a couple of yards.
And we've talked about these linebackers flowing, and when you can have that much dominance up front to allow these linebackers to run free without these linemen coming up and chipping and getting blocks, it makes life easy for fast-flowing linebackers like we have. I mean, these 3 we got right now are fast-flowing, good readers, and you put them with this D-line, and it's a deadly combo.
Okay, Delta 3rd down and 9. Hey, quarterback keeper, he's popped right away. Wow, what a hit there. Took him head on. And that was, Landon Cruz on that muscle man pounding.
Landon Cruz coming downhill, laying the wood there.
We've got a flag on the play.
Chop block,
Delta
I think.
Looks like a bad block of some sorts, and I imagine with no gain on the play, Liberty will decline. That should be the case, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Landon Cruz playing that deep safety spot. He doesn't always get an opportunity to come up and lay the wood like that. It was nice to see him be able to come down. And
he's hard-nosed.
Yes, he is.
Believe me.
You grew up in that house with 4 brothers. You don't got a choice, right, Spike?
Yeah, Landon Cruz, actually, he's 6th on the team in total tackles.
Yeah,
24. Trent Cruz leads by a ton and a half, but then followed up by Waylon Rentz and Landon Bockelman. All right, so the clock running, and the Tigers decline it. 4th down and 8. Punter standing back at his own 10 with the wind in his face. We got a flag on the play. High floater, and that's going to come down at the 45-yard line, and a short return of 3 yards. And we're going to have 2 different flags here, one on the return.
Motion. We got a face mask, too.
one on the punt itself. So we'll wait for the officials' procedure against Delta.
Yeah, just Liberty's offense is potent enough. When you continue to give them short fields like this, it's a bad recipe for instant offense, and we're seeing that so far for Liberty Center.
Now, Liberty had the wind last week too at Evergreen, and that put the Vikings in a hole.
They're going to step this off now, looks like.
Did Delta and Evergreen play yet?
They have not. I think they play next week.
Next week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That would be a good matchup.
Yep. Yeah, Evergreen, going back to Evergreen, and their D-line last week was actually pretty impressive.
Yeah,
they had some really nice players and some big boys up front, and they were effective.
Okay, the Tigers put a wide out to either side, Talent and Cruz, under center. Excuse me, now a little quick slant to the wingback, I believe.
I think Zach Weaver there on a little pop pass. We used to call that. Yeah, little fake to Colton Cruz, pull it out. Tight end just kind of flares right down the middle there and finds an opening behind the linebacker, and nice little play.
The Tiger, that's good for 9 yards. The Tigers haven't utilized the tight end a lot.
They haven't.
This year.
You're right.
You've got three Cruzes, Talent, and Chambers.
Yep.
But if you can get the tight end involved, that just gives another team down the road something to worry about. Give to the second back off the right side. Now cuts it up behind. That's Colton Cruz, I believe. Pounds his way down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That's going to be good for about 20 yards, I believe. 10 yards, I'm sorry, and down.
Yeah, Spike and Zach Weaver and Brooks Bainfeld, who have been playing a lot of tight end for us, they've shown the capability of being a receiving threat and be able to run after the catch. So it'll be interesting to see if we continue to work them in.
All right, double wing set, two tight ends, single setback. Now motion. They give it jet sweep coming around the right side. Chambers. They catch him from behind down around the 13-yard line. Pick up a 5.
It's a nice play there by Ronnie Wise for Delta, number 2. He's probably their best defender. He plays at the one defensive end. He would come from the other side of the field there, was able to make that tackle on the other side of the Liberty Center offensive line there. Good play.
All right, now the Tigers put 3 wideouts to the far side. Now they're going to shift over. Weaver now tight end there. Chambers wing right. Now a little play action underneath. Dump out there. Cuts to the outside running room and submarine there down inside the 10-yard line, but a gain of about 7, and the Tigers move the chains. 1st and goal.
This is what a run game really does for you, Spike. It creates so much. You have to get so many guys in the box to focus on that run game. It allows your guys on the outside to play man to man. That's what they did there. It gives you so much room. You make one move, beat your guy, and you can be off to the races.
Okay, tight end off to the left. Chambers wing right. Twin setbacks. Amstutz under center. Give to the second back. Hit right away. Breaks through a tackle. Drives and spins. Pounds down to about the 3-yard line. Gain of 3.
He was stuck.
That was danger, and he pounded that out on his own.
Yeah, he did. He was stuck in the hole there. Was able to spin out of that and get some positive yards there. Trent Cruz, good hard run.
All right, they mark it on the 2-yard line. We'll give him 4. Now the Tigers come out. 2:07 left here in the first quarter. Tigers on top, 13-0. White out to the far side with Talent. They're going to give it straight up the middle, dive into the end zone, untouched. It's another Liberty Center Tiger touchdown. The onslaught rolls on. Liberty up now, 19-0 over Delta.
Trent Cruz with a big hole there on a looked like a trap and was untouched in the end zone there, Spike.
Yeah. You know, Landon Amstutz has brought a dimension to Liberty Center quarterbacking that he's right now completing 63% of his passes. Rosebrock up and good. So forget the one that was blocked. He's 2 out of 2 besides that one, and his 92% point after touchdown kick rate, phenomenal. But Amstutz, with these kind of completions, he's got poise, he's steady, he's got a power arm, he's got a soft touch, and he throws a very catchable ball.
Yep.
Very catchable. And our receivers have great hands.
Yep.
So a weapon that we have not yet seen totally utilized.
Yep, that's correct. Well, and he's fleet-footed too. You know, this offense doesn't call for him to run the ball a lot.
Exactly.
But he's able.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's able to do that, and that's another element that we haven't really seen, but
well, you know,
it can happen.
Yeah, he's got good control of himself. He can roll out. He can and keeps himself poised and composed, and to roll out to help get away from some of the would-be tacklers that really can set up the offense. All right, now Max Walker set to kick off for the 4th time. Here it is. Another high, long one. That hits a couple of yards deep. He's 4 out of 4 into the orange end zone. So, 1:57 left. Tigers on top, 20-0 over the Delta Panthers.
Let's see if Delta goes air it all here and just tries to mix in something different. The run game is not happening so far tonight, and
yeah, the Tigers have brawn, but they've got skill, and they've got such a great the linemen, the linebackers, the deep backs all complement each other.
Ooh.
Give right up the middle, and that's going to go nowhere
fumble.
again.
We got a fumble. Liberty signaling, they sure are.
Belongs to Liberty Center again, so another
Xander
short
Zyder, I
field
believe, on that one.
The 20-yard line. Did we get somebody breaking that up?
Yeah, I think it was Backelman and Xander. I mean, it's like a race to the running back right now. They almost beat the running back to the ball. It almost took the handoff, looked like, Spike. It was just so much pressure so quick. Great job by Xander Zyder there and Landon Backelman.
Such a complete player.
Yeah, he has. Man, he's
4th on the team in tackles as a defensive lineman.
The last couple weeks, too. I mean, Patrick Henry had a big game. Last week he had a big game.
All right,
keep him going here tonight.
Back there all by himself. Now motion this way. They're going to give it to the motion
big
man.
Cut.
Chambers cuts it up.
Ooh.
Goes left. Now cuts back right. Spins through one. Powers his way down to the 2-yard line. Pick up a 16 yards on an explosive jaunt toward the end zone.
Yeah, great cut there by Colton Chambers. Looked like he had a cut back towards the goalpost. He kind of set that defender up and then cut back outside for some extra yardage. Great job.
All right, now 1st and goal at the 2. Tigers send a wide out. Cruz on the left, Talon on the right. Single setback. Out of the gun, Amstutz. He's going to keep it. Cuts to the outside. He's going to go in untouched. It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown. Amstutz explodes after a great fake handoff into the line. Kicked it outside. And the Tigers now on top, 26-0.
Well, that we just got done saying he isn't keeping it much, and there he goes. He keeps one, huh, Spike?
Woo!
There's
Don't
that.
ever bet on Spike.
There's that run pass option there.
Yes.
What that does is that keeps that backside defensive end honest. He has to stay home and take account for the quarterback there. He didn't, and Landon Amstutz was able to pull that one down, go into the end zone untouched. That's another element to the offense that we might start seeing here. You get a little bit of a taste there. Pull that down.
Right.
A couple times a game, it keeps that.
Before the game, showing different things like we did last week against Delta, a little bit the week before that, and now this week. We're seeing different avenues, different facets of just how well Landon Amstutz can lead this team.
Yep. You just don't know down the road what you're going to need.
Right.
You get into the playoffs, you start to play later in the year, and you're going to get challenged. You're going to get tested a little bit more, and you have to have some ammunition for games like that, and that's what Liberty Center is doing. And it's a very balanced offense right now. It has a lot of guys that can score the football and an offensive line that is blocking at a high level.
You know, Max Walker, of course, he's got the wind at his back, but he does so well with these kickoffs. He's actually stealing stats from the kickoff team.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's what I'm saying. These guys are mad at him. Like, man, kick it to the 5. Give me a chance to hit somebody here.
All right. Walker delivers high end over
Here we go.
end, and that's going to come down at the 2-yard line. Return straight ahead, and he's going to be smothered under and around the 15-yard line. So the Tigers take care of the defensive football there, and the
Well, that's what you see right there, Spike. Right? He didn't kick out of the end zone. He made him return it, and they get it to 16. So,
yeah.
I mean, this coverage team can pin you back even when we're not kicking it out of the end zone, and that's a really impressive thing to watch.
Yep, Tigers gave up a couple of big plays off of kicks, punts, and kickoffs early in the year, and that has been a very focal point.
Yeah, it's stopped since then.
Yeah,
that's
they
right.
Really paid attention to special teams. All right, out of the gun, wide out to either side for the Panthers. Man in motion. Quarterback looks for running room. Might have even lost a jog step there, and a loss of a couple on the play.
Looked like it was kind of a design quarterback keeper, and looked like he kind of hesitated to wait on a block or something. Well, the hesitation didn't work. Trenton Cruz flying through there and making the initial tackle for a loss. I think we're kind of talking about a negative yards again on offense so far for Delta, kind of like what we did against Evergreen last week.
I don't believe they've got a first down.
No.
All right, loss of 2, so that brings up 2nd down and 12. They'll send the same receiver set, one to each side. Tight end left, give up the middle, and gets back across the 15, maybe a yard on the play.
Xander Zyder again. Trenton Cruz getting up off the bottom of the pile. Some recurring names happening tonight.
All right, seconds tick down here, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Liberty Center on top with outstanding field position this entire quarter. They lead it 27-0.
Thank you to KK Collision, a leader in the auto repair industry that has been servicing Northwest Ohio's auto needs for over 27 years. Meyer Baden Pop Insurance. Since 1933, Northwest Ohio has been the home of the Meyer Baden Pop Agency. Second to None Designs, your home for custom screen, printing, and embroidery. Affinity IT Group. Cybersecurity managed services for your company's demanding computer needs. 3Chord. Sign it, sew it, screen it, promote it. Davis Farm Services is a family-owned agronomy business serving Northwest Ohio farmers for over 50 years. Swanson Welding has been providing our customers with the highest quality services for their metal fabrication needs since 1956. Pam and Dick Leatherman. Pisanello's Pizza. Great family restaurant serving up delicious pizza. Great family restaurant serving up delicious pizza.
Too high, and that'll go incomplete. They ran a little crossing route there. Post pattern and thrown too high. Pretty good arm, but now that Delta's got the wind to their back, now that they've switched fields, perhaps they can open things up. But that was 3rd down and 11. That'll bring up 4th down, and Delta back in punt formation.
Good play there by Trent Cruz to drop in his linebacker zone. Was able to tip that. Wanted to pick, but didn't quite get it. Good job by Trenton.
All right, back deep. Moeller and Colley. Comes down, Colley grabs it Colley grabs it at 45, kicks around outside, throws a straight arm, grabbed, pounded by the second guy, brought down at the 35-yard line. A punt return of 10 yards. Averaging 19 yards a punt return, by the way, which are outstanding numbers. Quickly, I want to mention Cam Colley now. Cam Colley is averaging 47 yards on kickoff returns. He's averaging 19 on punt returns. He's had 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns, 2 punt returns for touchdowns.
Wow.
He's had 5 interceptions and 2 interceptions for touchdowns.
Impressive.
Wow. All right, so the Tigers on offense, starting at the 35. Now, play action, rolling out. Amstutz now turns it up, runs into a couple of tacklers. He'll plow forward for about 4 down inside the 35-yard line. We had a flag on the play. I would think it would be a hold. No.
Okay.
Oh, a sideline warning. The Panthers let loose verbally on, or they could have even stepped onto the field. So. Talent comes out, and Trent Cruz checks back in for Liberty Center. So the Tigers 2nd down and 7. Ball on the 33 of Delta. Tigers on top, 27-0. We're at 11-11 left second quarter. Now Amstutz under center, out of the I formation, wing left. Give to the first back.
Ooh,
Trent
good
Cruz
spin.
bounce, twist, drives.
What a
still
tough run.
Grinding, jerking, and pound a wow down to the 23, a gain of 10.
What a tough run. Man, he had that spin move right there and added another 10 yards almost. Man, that guy runs hard. What a good run there.
Those are unique moves. Both Cruzes can do these things. And those moves are just not what you see on an everyday Friday night. My lordy, lordy.
Landon Cruz with another pancake down the field.
All right, Zach Weaver, the tight end on the right. Tigers lining up in an I formation. Now a player change. Time was saved there. Out of the I again, wing left. Back, gives to the second back. Colton cuts outside. Now back across the green. Spins past another. Breaks through 2 tackles and takes it into the end zone again. What dazzle! A whirling dervish run. That guy, you couldn't bottle him up in a telephone booth. Woo! 33-0.
But there's another spin move from Landon that time. What a spin. Broken tackle. Listen, you better bring your hands. You better bring your shoulder play. You better just wrap up on that guy because there
ain't no such thing. That's like tackling a greased pig.
Jeez, one man rarely brings the Cruz brothers down. Another good run.
You know, they've got more dynamic moves and power combined, and then the deftness and the quickness. I don't care if you put a 300-pound fullback that can run a 10-4 in the 100. I mean, these guys are
they run bigger than they are.
Oh,
they do.
It's incredible. I don't know what to say. I've ran out of adjectives for about the 8th week in a row.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to watch. That's for sure. You've seen the progression, from them as younger players. They got time as freshmen, and they got a lot of time as sophomores. And then last year, big-time contributors, and just the leaps that they have made every single year, and obviously to dominate the way they have their senior years. That's kind of what you expect out of a senior, and they've done it, man.
Yeah,
they have.
And they contributed, like you said, as sophomores. Last year you had Orr, the fullback, who carried for 1,200 yards.
Yep.
And Zeider, who was a terrific quarterback, runner. And so they didn't get all of this.
Right.
But this is just All right, now Walker against the wind. And a little pooch bounding high over his head. Finally picked up at the 17-yard line.
Ooh.
And he's going to be smoked and wombled over down at the 20, return of 3 yards.
I think that's the second time I've seen it in the last couple weeks where a guy gets it and just takes a knee, Spike. I think these guys are watching film and saying, man, I don't want no piece of what's coming at me. Let me just get on here and take it where I got it. He could have ran that a little bit, it looked like, but.
Yeah, they pretty much dug in, and Custer's last stand was thrown up. All right, 10-24, Liberty on top, 34-0 already. Delta comes out, white out to either side. Now motion. They're going to give it up inside, and he'll pick up a yard or two off that left side, but brought down right away.
Waylon Rentz and number 64, Noah Jensen as well on that one. Just a couple of the numbers. There's a lot of these tackles. There are 3 or 4 guys around, so forgive us if we miss a few, but that's who we saw on that one.
Yeah, Waylon Rentz, second on the team in total tackles with 36, behind
Trent Cruz, probably.
Cruz, yeah. All right, so second down and 9 from their own 21. Panthers come out of the backfield. Quarterback keeps it. He's going to be hit right away behind the line of scrimmage.
The Goose.
It'll be a loss of a yard. Who got him?
Brady Goose. Yeah,
Mr.
sure
Giesecke.
did. Good job.
Goose
getting in there.
I never knew his first name. I just saw him, heard him about Goose for so long, I had to look it up once, and it was Brady. Boy, each man out there standing tall, standing firm. Brady Giesecke, 55. Noah Jensen, 64. 2 of the front linemen now out of the gun. Give second back. And he might come up with a yard against this very stout Tiger defense.
I think that was the Goose again, and Waylon Rentz, Trenton Cruz. Combination of them 3 on that tackle. Just nothing doing on the ground.
Now also getting a lot of action, both sides of the football. Landon Smith, 230-pound senior. He's been a great backup all year long, filled in well. Now, here they come. They rush the punter. He gets off a short wobbler. That's going to hit around the 50-yard line. Bounces back into the field. And as bad as Moeller wanted
he thought about it, didn't he?
Yeah, that angle of the ricochet was just a little too dangerous. And bounding around, he got out of the way. So now, if I'm not mistaken, Liberty Center for the first time is on their own half of the field starting on offense. So the ball will be on Liberty Center's 47-yard line. Grandma Jean Kern, I'm sure you're watching in. Great to have you aboard, young lady. Also the GOAT fan of all time, Mr. Speece, and you know who I'm talking about. All right, Amstutz under center. Wingbacks offset to the left. Give off that side to Moeller, cutting it outside. Hit there, spins, pounding down, and picks up 9 on the play down inside the 45-yard line.
Good seal block there by Navarre. He was able to get out, kind of seal that edge so Thomas could get off and get 9 yards on that carry. Good job. Set the bar.
I think Thomas Moeller, and this is probably a poor observation, I think he has got tremendous speed after the handoff.
Yeah.
He accelerates, like a
He does.
Skyrocket.
Yes, he does. He hits the hole fast.
Yes. All right, White out to the far side. Now wing motion this way. Gives straight up the middle. Breaks through one. Pounds forward. Sticks his head down, and Waylon Rentz drives his way for about 12 yards. That's going to be a Liberty Center first down to the 37-yard line. Boy, Rentz is all business, too.
Yeah, he is.
Don't mess around.
Just find the hole, hit it.
There's no style.
That's right.
But
not a lot of cutbacks or anything like that, but that's okay.
That's a man's run right there. All right, 1st and 10 now. Liberty, ball at their Delta 37-yard line. Double wing set. Amstutz under center. Now motion. Jack Bartels takes a handoff, and he'll nip and tuck and beep his way forward down to the 34. Gain of 3 on the play. I believe, I always call him Jack, and that I think is his dad.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, okay.
That's his dad.
Jackson.
Yes, Jackson. Yep.
Let me get that right. Jackson. By the way, his mom is an oral hygienist who's worked on my teeth more times than I want to admit. All right, 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. White out to this side, lining up in the I formation, wing left. Gives second back, a lot of running room there, kicks it outside. And down inside the 25, down to the 24, a gain of 11. And that was
Thomas Moeller.
Thomas Moeller, number 3.
Looked like a power play there and just kind of caved down that side of the line, and Thomas is able to get some good yards there. Good pursuit there on the backside. I believe that was number 19, the nose tackle for
Thomas
for
Moeller,
Delta.
only a sophomore, only going to get better. All right, double wing package, single setback, White out far side. Moeller in motion, gives straight up the middle of Wrench.
Lot of room.
Wrench goes untouched, pounds 10-5, Liberty Center, Tiger touchdown. Even Wrench can pick him up and lay him down. It was too fast for me, and the Tigers score from 27 yards away. They've crossed the goal line again and lead it at the 5:55 mark, 40-0.
Yeah, when you can take a one trap like that to the house, untouched, Spike. I don't think there's 5 yards within him on that entire run. Great job, Waylon Rentz there.
That offensive line very deep, and they continue to roll.
It's happening tonight.
Low line drive. It's good. Connection was a little tenured there, but Ian Rosebrock had the power and had the accuracy to make it through that trouble and pound it through the uprights. What an extra point kicker. Wow.
This offense is rolling.
Boy, I guess. Tigers have scored on every possession now. That's 6 touchdowns, and, hey, that referee got a little bit of wheels. Mister, you're a younger man than I.
What we got? Missing a guy here, maybe? Coach Weimer getting on him down there. That's a bad feeling. You know, you go out on the special teams or offense or the extra point, and you're the last guy. You forget to go out there, or something happens, you're getting a drink, and you're like, oh, no. And you're the last guy running out there. Boy, that's not a good feeling.
Everybody knows it. Everybody
The fans know it. The coaches know it. The players know it. And
they're nowhere to hide.
Next day in film, it's not a fun situation.
Well, they can find out a little bit of the minute details about any play, but especially what you're describing. All right, now we'll see what Walker comes up with on this kickoff. Another bounder, and that's going to come all the way back to the last line at the 15.
Ooh.
And he
there's
just
Stevie.
Stopped. He didn't even take a knee. Did he get his knee down?
Yeah, he did. Steven Brogan was coming unblocked, and he's had some explosions the last couple weeks, so he said, yeah, let me just go ahead and take this knee. You know, just really any kick that Max Walker does, I mean, obviously kick at the end zone. We're talking about kind of trying to get it at the 5, so let this return team do what they can do and pin you back. And that bounding kick that he kicks there kind of on the ground, that thing's tough to handle as well. So,
it takes a couple of short hops, and then it's like playing baseball.
Yeah.
You get a couple of short hops, and you know that big mouth smasher's coming at you pretty soon.
And then you're catching that with no momentum as a runner. Gives your team more time to get down there.
Yep.
Defend.
All right. 2 running backs. Give to the second back around that left side, and a positive yardage for the Panthers. They'll pick up about 3 yards on first down.
We got there Trenton Cruz. I think 55, the Goose, on that tackle as well there. We got number 30 in the game now. Garrison Cruz at a middle linebacker, it looks like. Stephen Brogan at a
see.
linebacker, number 63 as well.
Yep, Blake Garber. Did you mention him?
I did
He's
not.
in the defensive backfield.
Yeah, Blake playing safety.
Yeah. All right, give
Ooh.
up the middle and came around, wrapped around the block. And let's
Clayton
see.
O'Neill in on that tackle.
All right, yes, Clayton O'Neill made a great move. I couldn't pick out the number, but powered his way around the blocker, wrapped around and nailed him there.
Great penetration. Great penetration.
So
Noah
now,
Hammondtree coming in at a corner, looks like, for Cam Colley.
Yep.
Number 22, Caden Sonberg as well. I don't know if he's playing that kind of the, I don't know if they call that the sniper.
The sniper, yeah. All right, out of the gun. Tigers show a little blitz action. Now stays on his feet, rolls out, got a little running room around the left side, and finally brought down. I believe it ended in a 0. That could have been Garrison
Cruz, yeah, it was.
Yep. Garrison ran him down. Quarterback made a great play, faked it, and then rolled hard on a bootleg left.
I think that was Delta's first down of the night, I believe. Yeah. Stephen Brogan almost blew that play up. Boy, he come unblocked and took out the running back, and the quarterback kind of kept it. Good decision there by the quarterback. It looked like it looked like kind of a run-pass option there.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me, just more of a keeper, the quarterback option.
Panthers with their first down up to the 35-yard line. Quarterback on a little deacon dunk. Gets it around outside, turns the corner, gets up across the 40 for 6 yards.
Cam Colley, I believe, on that tackle. Yeah, Rupel's, he's kind of their main offensive threat at the quarterback position. They'll do a lot of things with him, and you're seeing him get a little bit loose here and having some nice runs the last couple downs.
All right. Trent and Colton now return to the game at linebackers. Second down, and we'll call it 4 for Delta. 3:17, ball at their own 41. Motion coming this way. They give to the motion back. Tries to cut back up, skinnies his way through, drives forward for 5 yards, and Delta moves the chains.
Big hit at the end there. I think that was Colton Cruz. The big hit right at the finish of that tackle. Another first down there for Delta, so they're getting a little bit something going on the ground.
Yeah, Colton and Trent came in for one play. I think coaches wanted to trade a little discussion with a couple of the other players that they now have reinserted into the lineup. All right, wing right set, a wide out to either side, single setback, now motion. An option, and that goes nowhere. The Tigers snow him under. That's a smackerino. Brogan in there on one of the hits.
Waylon Rentz, I think, is the one that initially blew that up. He met the running back, almost tackled the running back and the quarterback. The quarterback was able to kind of sneak out there, and then there are hosts of Tigers on the tackle there. Caden Sonberg, I know, got in on that one as well.
Yep. The Tigers' defensive front, along with Rentz, just overpowered Delta.
Yeah.
So that makes it second down, 14 yards to go. The ball back at Delta's own 42. 2 minutes, clock running here, 2nd and 14. All right, trip receivers to the short side of the field, and now Delta's going to call a timeout. Kind of an interesting formation there, but the timeout, and we'll be back.
A huge thank you to our 2023-2024 Tigers Sport Life sponsors: KK Collision, Meyer Badenhoff Insurance, STN Design, Affinity IT Group, 3Chord, Davis Farm Services, Swanton Welding, Hammond Dick Leatherman, Kizanello's Pizza, and Gerald Brain Centers.
It's been a pretty quick first half here, Spike. The obviously two running teams here. Seems like this half has flown by.
Yes. Well, and they're calling for rain tonight. We don't know when. We know it's coming. We just don't know how soon. So this is good fast action. All right, out of the gun, straight drop. No, they're going to blow that play dead. Procedure against Delta. Somebody must have jumped.
Interesting to see, if Liberty gets the ball back here and just tries to do a little bit of a 2-minute. I know obviously 41-0. You don't want to run the score up, but you also have to work on things.
Yes. Yep.
Would be nice to see a little 2-minute offense and see what the Tigers can do.
Okay, second down now. We'll call it about 20 to go. So Delta now this time sends trip receivers to the wide side, single setback. Now rolling to the wide side, fires, got the man there, a little bit behind him. It was catchable, but behind him, falls incomplete. That'll bring up third down and 20.
Garrison Cruz with good pressure there on that catch. I think he kind of saw him coming and was able to make a play on that.
Okay, clock stopped on the incomplete pass. So third down, trip receivers over here to the wide side. Quarterback, straight drop over the middle. That's going to be caught. And enough for a first down up to about the 48-yard line. So the Panthers pick up a few first downs and moving the football a little bit.
Nice little throw there. I don't know if they brought in number 3 there, the brother, Tyler Ruppel. It looked like he may have thrown that ball. It's a nice little ball. They got the seniors, Justin Ruppel, number 8, and number 3. It's Tyler Ruppel.
4th and 8. Okay.
He's a sophomore.
They had 20 yards to go. I was looking at the front chain, or the back set. So that was a gain of 12, but certainly not enough for a first down. Dan Kessler so adroitly got that fixed. All right, so Delta uses their second timeout, 1:06. By the way, do we have the clock working on the clock and the score? Okay, good enough.
Hit on just real quick, Spike, just this offensive line, and it's easy to underappreciate the offensive line. We see a dominant run game, and running backs are just running in open fields and nobody touching them for 5, 7, 10 yards. And, well, if you play the film back, a lot of times you'll get down to why that's happening, and it's the offensive line and how dominant they have been up front.
Yes.
These guards are good. Tackles are good. Clayton Seal, the center, does a great job. And, I mean, when you see running backs just running free in the open and not touched the way they've been tonight and really all year, that's a testament to this offensive line and how well they've been playing and continue to play.
Okay, the schedule begins to get tougher.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll find out a lot about this Liberty Center team. All right, 4th and 8. Rolling right, looking upfield. Got a man out there. No, just behind him. Waylon Rentz laid a blick to him, knocked him down after the play. The pass to the open receiver may have been just a little behind him.
That was a big hit there by Waylon Rentz. Looked like he kind of come unblocked, and Ruppel set up to throw that. As he set up, Waylon was meeting him, and, boy, that was a big hit. Okay. Surprised Ruppel got up there. Tough kid.
Kyler Kern will check into the lineup. Amstutz, the quarterback, is going to stay in for this series. They've got a minute left. Ball is on the 48-yard line of Delta. We'll see what Liberty can do. They show a wing left, wide out to the right side. Under center, give to the second back, looking for a hole. Now kicks it outside, cuts inside a tackle, cuts in another, pounds forward over 2 tacklers, down to the 36-yard line. Gain of 12 yards for Moeller.
Good job. You see Tyler Lay way downfield there, staying with the block. We talk about the offensive line kind of on the initial blocks, but they're like our receivers and wing backs, they're getting downfield, making these downfield blocks as well, and that's one thing that you see as you play film back as well on this offensive line.
Okay, ball at the 38, clock running at 34. Under center. Give, first back, Rentz takes on one. Pounds into interference. He'll pick up a tough 3 yards here. And clock still running. Liberty Center not showing any signs of wanting to hurry this up. So there'll be time for one more play here, I believe, if the Tigers bring it out. 8 seconds, clock running. They're going to come out, and looks like they're going to run one more play. Amstutz under center, wing left set. Going to give up the middle, and nope, now there's a flag, and Delta calls a timeout with 1, maybe 2 seconds left on the clock.
Looked like a dive play there. Looks like Delta had it bottled up for the most part.
Well, with Delta, they lost. They had a competitive team last year. They lost a fair share of their ball club, so in a rebuilding stage.
Yep.
So,
and you heard some of the younger numbers. Their sophomore and freshman class. They have some better numbers. I heard their 8th grade class is pretty good.
Yes.
I think they're going to maybe win the league. It sounds like the 8th graders. So they got some talent coming.
All right, so the Tigers now, with 1 second left, they'll just take a knee and they'll end this first half. But with outstanding, overwhelming field position the whole first half, Liberty Center leads it on a couple of Delta turnovers as well. 41-0, and with that, we'll head for the halftime break.
Thank you to KK Collision, a leader in the auto repair industry that has been servicing Northwest Ohio's auto needs for over 27 years. Meyer Badenhop Insurance. Since 1933, Northwest Ohio has been the home of the Meyer Badenhop Agency. Second to None Designs, your home for custom screen, printing, and embroidery. Affinity IT Group. Cybersecurity managed services for your company's demanding computer needs. 3Chord. Sign it, sew it, screen it, promote it. Davis Farm Services is a family-owned agronomy business serving Northwest Ohio farmers for over 50 years. Swanson Welding has been providing our customers with the highest quality services for their metal fabrication needs since 1956. Ham and Dick Leather. Pisanello's Pizza. Great family restaurant serving up delicious pizza, subs, wings, salads, and a wide variety of appetizers right here in Liberty Center. Gerald Grain Centers, a farmer-owned cooperative with 9 locations here in northwestern Ohio.
from the popular crowd. Tonight, we will feature trumpet soloists Megan Ursham and Stella Hilliard. If you like what the band is doing after this next song, make sure to raise your glass. Keyboard player and vocalist Christine McGee for the British American rock band Fleetwood Mac. This group is not one, but two amazing female musicians, Christine McGee and Stevie Nicks. Reaching number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1978, here is Don't Stop. The Waves was a British rock group that reached worldwide fame for several songs, including Eurovision-winning tune Love Shine a Light. Tonight, the band will be performing the song that really launched this band into the spotlight. Here is Walking on Sunshine. This year. We start with the 10-year celebration and special shout out to the class of 2013. We've got the Eye of the Tiger with Katy Perry. Get ready as the band plays Roar. Drum major Reese Kessler, is your band ready? This chamber is free to play every Friday with dance teams. We are heading to Lucky Big Cruise with this hit called the Rock Band, The Wonderful. Dedication party. 1983, celebrating their 40th year reunion. Your normal speaker would be included in that crowd. This blast from the band's past is sure to rock. We bring you Separate Ways.
All right, we've got tonight's winning 50-50 ticket. It's a take-home of $476. Red ticket. Get your winning 50-50 tickets out. 851-409. You got the winning ticket. Bring it to the middle level of the press box. 851-409. It's a red ticket. Tonight's winner will take home $476. 851-409. In other scores, at halftime, Coldwater 7, Versailles 0. Tenora 10, Edgerton 0. Patrick Henry 22, Archwood 30. Wasion 13, Bryan 6. Evergreen 10, Swanton 7. Napoleon 21, Bowling Green 0. Again, if you got that winning 50-50 ticket, bring it to the middle level of the press box. Take home of $476. 851-409. We've had a city.
All right, we're back here at halftime. I'm going to hit you with some stats and some scores. Further, some stats here. Delta in the first half, 2 first downs for a total of 23 yards of offense. Liberty Center, 14 first downs, 208 yards of offense. Rushing for Liberty Center, Colton Cruz, 4 rushes, 65 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Thomas Moeller, 3 carries for 31 yards. Trenton Cruz, 4 carries, 25 yards, and a touchdown. Colton Chambers, 2 carries, 20 yards, 1 receiving touchdown. Waylon Rentz, 3 carries, 34 yards, and a touchdown. Defensively, a whole host of Tigers with tackles. Colton Cruz, 3 tackles. Thomas Moeller, 2. Trenton Cruz, 7. Cam Colley, 2. Xander Zeiter, 4. Colton Chambers, 1. Waylon Rentz, 2. The Goose. Brady Giesige with 3. Noah Jensen with 3. Clayton O'Neill with 2. Delta's defense, the number 8, Justin Rupel with 7 tackles. Number 12, Landon Lindermoot, 4 tackles. Number 19, Anthony Hernandez, 2 tackles. And number 7, Richard Flores with 7. As far as some scores here for you, Coldwater and Versailles at the half. Coldwater's up 7-0 at the half. Tenora's up 10-0 on Edgerton. At the half, Archbold up 30-22 on Patrick Henry. Wasion's up 13-6 on Bryan at the half. Evergreen 10, Swanton 7 at the half, and Napoleon up 21-0 on Bowling Green.
Wow. Close games. What's your opinion on the Napoleon Wildcats? All right, Liberty plays them early, third game maybe. Scores first 5 times we have the ball.
Yep.
Has something changed? What happens
in
football to
I think,
make this thing happen?
Yeah, I think the Napoleon was overwhelmed in that game. I mean, Liberty Center came out with the physicality, hit them in the mouth, and they didn't really know how to respond yet. I think that they're still trying to figure some things out there with second-year coach Tyler Swery, and you could see potentially some of the culture shifting with them, starting to figure some things out. And their schedule early was tough. I mean, they had Liberty, they had Defiance. Trying to think who else. They had another tough game 3 and 4, so they're getting kind of in the meat of their schedule, and they're starting to turn around, and it's good to see Napoleon putting some wins together.
Yeah, and this is a bit on the speculation side. Obviously, everybody's talking about the playoffs, and everybody's talking about, wow, we went to the semifinals last year, and now everybody's wanting to, they don't want to say it, but they think we're pretty good. And you start looking at comparative scores, and you might say that. But things are changing now.
Yep.
Starting next week with Wasion, everything takes a whole new tone. All right, a little pooch kick, and that's going to roll around and go out of bounds around the 30-yard line. Liberty Center will take over there. Tigers come out with what appears to be most of the starting lineup here. There may be a couple of small changes here and there.
I think we got the Goose at a right guard. That may be the only change.
Yeah, and we'll have, I believe, Landon Smith at a tackle.
Okay. Oh, Goose is playing a tackle, and Landon Smith, I believe, is at a
Okay.
Guard.
So, Liberty Center's ball. 37-yard line.
No, it's South the bar. Never mind.
And changing balls here. First and 10. All right, Amstutz under center. Chambers, the wing on the far side. Give power to the outside. Trenton kicks it out. Now breaks one tackle.
What a
kicks it out.
cutback.
Changes gears. Follow up. He's got blocking downfield. He's at the 50, rounds the corner, and pounds his way down to the 30-yard
What a run.
line.
What a run.
Wow, 33 yards.
You know, you don't got to wake that guy up coming out of the half, Spike. Boy, he was dead to rights. Had three guys. Looked like that was going to be a no game. Stuck that foot in the ground. Changed the field direction, and what a run there, Trenton Cruz.
Wow.
That's a big time run.
Tigers changed. They flipped the fields here. Now they're down to the Swanton or Delta 23. Gives second back around that right side. That's Colton. Colton pounds and spins down to the 11-yard line. Gain of 11. The Tigers with another first down.
Good block there. Stephen Brogan leading that as a guard. Colton was able to kind of ride his hip and cut back off of his block. Good job, Stephen Brogan. Offensive line continues to do what they do.
Wing back right, under center, gives
Dive.
straight ahead. And Cruz pounds down to about the 4-yard line, so a gain of 7. Liberty Center just a workmanlike.
Yeah, it's just demoralizing for defensive.
They just keep going and going and going.
These chunk yards that just demoralize you as a defense when you cannot stop the run.
Clayton Seal, the center. Brogan on the right. Give off that right side. And Trent Cruz pounds his way into the end zone. And they called a flag. It's a Liberty Center Tiger touchdown. But
Seth Navarro with a good block there, good lead block. Not sure if we're going to get something after.
That was called a personal foul. Cruz went into the end zone. The tackler was there. They made contact, and Cruz kind of pushed him out of the way, and the referee about 7 or 8 yards away didn't like it. I mean, that was kind of...
Yeah, I don't know.
cheeky.
I didn't see it. I don't know if that would look like it was kind of part of the play, like he was running the end zone, kind of ran into a guy.
It wasn't.
Not sure if that was anything
No, I mean, come
intent.
on. This is tackle football, you know. Oh. All right. Good snap, good hold. Kick is on the way, and it is good. Liberty Center goes up 48-0. Well, I'm not going to waste a lot of time, but I had a clear view of it. And, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think a guy just fell down, and maybe the ref caught it out of the corner of his eye, so he threw the flag.
Was standing there.
Huh.
And, you know, and they bumped Cruz and the would-be tackler after he's already 5 yards deep. And Cruz, they bumped, and Cruz kind of gave him a little forearm to the chest, and it wasn't like it was vehement. It wasn't like he was...
Just kind of ran into him.
Yeah.
Part of the play.
Yeah. Wow. Well, okay. We'll let everybody else sort that one out. But that's... Anyway, Tigers go up now 48-0. 8:57 left here in the third quarter. Hey, while we're getting ready, Digger Barnes up here tonight with us, the cross-country coach for the girls. What's going on, Digger? Give us a rundown.
Well, tomorrow we have the league meet at Leaders. We're looking pretty good for the junior high girls and for the varsity girls, and the boys will be competitive. But upcoming events for Liberty Center, next Wednesday is a busy day with Liberty Center Sports. We have volleyball at Fairview, and they'll have the winner of Tenora and Woodmore. Girls soccer will be at Continental, and boys soccer will be here at Rex Lindgren Stadium with Northwood.
All right, so Liberty Center had to kick off from the 25-yard line, a 15-yard penalty from the 40 to the 25. Max Walker hit that from the 25 all the way down. We'll call it the 10-yard line for argument's sake.
Yep.
So 40 and 25, a 65-yard kickoff, and the Panthers were able to advance it from the 10 up to the 17. Great special teams coverage.
Yeah, it's amazing you get a 15-yarder and still pin them within the 20-yard line, and that's something.
Wow.
Tyler Lay on that tackle. That guy's he is active on the special teams, Tyler Lay.
All right, so Delta comes out.
Trent
They'll
Cruz.
try a pound off that Tiger right side, and that's going to go for a 2-yard loss. Once again, the Tiger running defense is in high gear.
Trent just flew. He was just flowing right there and kind of looked like he was unblocked. Hit his good read, hit his hole, and was able to knock that for a loss. The more you watch him, man, with his vision, his anticipation at the linebacker role, it's a fun thing to watch. There he is again.
Again, and
oh
they're
my!
going to smother him in the backfield. Wow! Chambers in on it.
Trent Cruz, Chambers. Trent got him there first, and Chambers finished him off.
So Delta loses another 4 yards. They're looking at third down and 16 to go.
What do you do in the playbook here, Spike? You try to go to the air, or
well, if
that's not your offense, right?
That's
That's not Delta's offense. They really don't pass it that well. That's not what they want to do. They want to run the ball, and when you can't, it is it's what you're seeing, limited yardage.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Now another fumbled snap. And it looked like Delta fell on it up around the 10-yard line. Wow. Loss of another couple, and that couple of turnovers for Delta. 3 now, I believe, have certainly not helped their cause, but the comparisons of the two is just not.
Looks like we got number 25, Ethan Gray, back to return this punt. Starting to see some new faces.
Tigers may have been a man or two short on that. It looks like they were still a man short.
I think Ethan, a freshman, this might be his. He may have had a couple touches earlier in the year, maybe get Swanton, but this is one of his first touches. We'll see what he can do with the punt return here.
Oh, yeah, 25, Ethan Gray, yes.
Sometimes in special teams, you're starting to run some new guys in. It's
right.
Little. You get some guys kind of unsure if they're supposed to be in or what. Which team is it? So. Looks like we got a bunch of new faces on this punt return here. Lewis Collins, 78, 57, Deegan Swigert.
All right, Ethan Gray standing at the Delta around the 40-yard line. So, good snap, running punt, gets it off. It's a little end-over-end squib and doesn't get upfield far enough. Ethan Gray is forced to stay back away from that. So, a short punt from the 11 out to, of course, that was into the wind, but the ball dead at around the 33, 22 yards on the punt. And Liberty Center now with a second unit out there. Mason Smith, sophomore quarterback, now running the show.
At 23, Kyler Kern at the tight end. Thomas Muller in the backfield. Xander Zeiter in the backfield as well.
Xander is a fullback type. He'll take the handoff, plow right into the middle of the line, still driving, and grinds his way down to the 27, gain of 6 yards.
Yeah, you just look at the depth on the Liberty Center team. They just keep bringing guys that are that are really, really good players yet. And I think that's what stands out about this team more than just about anything, Spike, is just the amount of depth. I mean, you start to look at some of these other league teams right now, and it's nowhere close to the amount of depth that Liberty Center has.
All right, Caden Sonnenberg now is a wideout. Wing Bartels over on the right side. Give to the second back. Moeller spins off that, cuts down inside down to around the 25, and I don't think that was Moeller.
Yeah,
that was Moeller. Okay, thank you. All right, so Liberty now, 3rd down and 2. The ball at the 25. Running clock, 4.5 minutes to go here, 3rd period. Moeller now lines up as a wing over on the left. We've got Bartels wing on the right, tight end right. Moeller in motion. Give to the running back. Zeider pounds ahead. And as a true fullback style, that is all, wow. That's steamship football running.
68, Gavin Podak there. Looked like he had kind of a pretty good block. Had some penetration. He was able to turn his guy and make a pretty nice hole there.
Okay. Smith, under center, wing right set. Give to the second back, cuts back, now tries to spin out of that. Delta there, they sniffed it out. Tigers go for no gain on 1st down. Clock at 3:35.
I think that score I gave you a little bit earlier in Archbold PH may have been a little bit early at the half. Archbold leads Patrick Henry 37-22 in Tenora.
37-22 a half?
Some scoring going on in that game. Ayersville leads Wayne Trace 32-6 at the half.
Okay, Tigers come out, 2nd down and 10. Wide out far side. Now motion back this way. They'll give it to the motion man. He'll pound forward and runs into a dearth of white jerseys. No gain on that play. It'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 10.
Jackson Bartels on that carry. Look to get him the ball kind of out of that wing position on some of them wing motions, and not a lot of room there, but he's shown some skills that he can get out and get
tough
loose.
Kid. Okay, Tigers come out, 3rd and 10. Smith under center. Zeider, Moeller in the backfield. They're going to give it to Moeller. Quick hitter, pounds off one. The Delta recovers quickly, and they bring Moeller down after a 5-yard pickup down to the 15-yard line, and it'll be 4th down.
56, Lucas Navarro was in on that block, and
we may be setting up for a field goal. I see Ian Rosebrook out onto the field. Now the ball's at the 15. That'll make it a 32-yard attempt. It appears that Spangler is the snapper. Moeller the holder. Good snap, good hold, kick on the way, and it never makes it.
Yeah.
Now bounds. Was it?
It was blocked.
It was
sure
touched. It was blocked.
Yeah,
okay.
Justin Ruppel, man, from the edge, he is, I think, at least blocked 2 tonight and been really close on others. He's pretty quick off that edge. Good job there. He's still competing, Justin Ruppel. Couple other scores here for you. I think I already gave you this one, but I'll give it to you anyways. Wasion leads Bryan 13-6. Start of the 3rd. Finley leads Whitmer 19-14 at the half. Salina leads Defiance 10-0 3rd quarter.
Ooh, Defiance down.
Yep.
They said Salina was a tough place to play. Okay. So the Panthers come out after blocking the field goal attempt. Here's motion, far side, handoff. Goes off the right. Almost breaks one. The secondary had to come up, make the hit.
Will Fitzenreiter, number 4, I believe, in there first on that one.
Hey, guys, and Coldwater is up 14-8 over Versailles right now.
It's a heavyweight matchup. It's playoff implications.
Yeah, Coldwater is in our division, aren't they? Yeah.
I think they're number 1 overall right now, actually. Maybe it is Perry. Yeah, I think you're right. That's right. Maybe Coldwater's 3rd behind us.
Okay. Now motion, give a little delay, pound straight up the middle, and the Tigers gang tackle that. Panthers pick up 4, and it's going to be 3rd and short. Let's see.
We got Heath Atkinson out there, number 6.
Clayton O'Neill.
Tyler Lay at a linebacker. You don't see that very often.
No. All right, out of the gun. They give it, pounding it up the middle, and the Tigers close fast. Good job there. They'll stop them for no gain, and that'll bring up 4th down and 2.
Look like maybe Stephen Brogan and Tyler Lay in on that. I think so.
All right, so Liberty Center.
A huge thank you to our 2023-2024 Tigers Sport Life sponsors: KK Collision, Meyer Badenhoff Insurance, STN Design, Affinity IT Group, 3-Chord, Davis Farm Services, Swanton Welding, Ham and Dick Leatherman, Pizzanella's Pizza, and Gerald Grain Centers.
All right, as we look ahead, well, right here, we're heading into the 4th quarter with a running clock, but, people are going to be wondering, they're going to asking, is Liberty going to be flat now? We've made it through, we've garnered at least a share of the title. Are we, after some of these games that have been lopsided, are we going to come out dead, or are we going to be okay? What do you think, Jake?
I don't think so. I think this team is ready to go. They got a lot of senior leadership on this team, and there's not a lot of flatness on that we've seen out of this team. So,
okay, now the punt. High looper. That's going to hit it to 40. Take a great delta roll. And finally going to roll dead all the way down to the 25-yard line. 50. They did? Out of bounds back up the field. I see.
We had a ball boy almost go out and field that thing. That would have been something like in on the field. He was going for the fair catch there, it looked like. But no, getting back to your point, Spike, I think, the senior leadership, this coaching staff, and how prepared we've seen this team week in and week out. I think they're going to be ready anywhere, anytime for any challenge. And I think when you get a program rolling like we have right now these last several years, you've seen the success. They know what's expected. They know kind of how that feels and when to turn it up a notch when you have to. So I expect them to be ready.
That sounds like a plan to me. Okay, 11 and a half minutes. Tigers come out now. Smith the quarterback, and we're going to get a Delta timeout right before the snap. Not sure what is going on there. They had 11 players, so that's not it. Yeah, the mood of the team is not one of letting up. The whole line of thinking here all along has been tough. They love the sprints. They yell for more. They're encouraging all the time. This team is not going to lay down. There might be some tendencies to cut a corner a little short, and not be quite. But I think they'll be able to refocus and really aim for Wassee on this coming week. This will be a huge game.
At home.
Yes, to see where Liberty is, and they have a chance to really strut their stuff. Yeah. So we will see. All right, give straight up the middle, pounding, spinning, driving up across the 35. That'd be
Tyler Roars there, I think, 26.
Tyler Roars, yeah.
Back to your point, Spike. I mean, it's one thing to win a league title, but when you can come home and win it at home in front of your home fans and home stadium, it makes it extra special. So there's going to be a lot riding next week.
It's liable to be Mount Vesuvius next week. We will have to check that out. We'll be bringing you the ball game. All right, give to the front back, pounding up the right side, spearheading and driving his way forward. That's going to be a first down for Liberty up to the 45, gain of 7.
Max Walker blocking there, number 56 as well. Lucas Navarro, a pretty good block there to push that pile forward.
Yeah, next year you'll see Max Walker's roles vastly get a lot bigger. All right, Tigers come out. White out over here, wing right. Give first back. Still driving. Tips his way forward up to the 50-yard line. Pick up a 6. Kind of danced his way through until he got the hole.
Isaac Orth there with the run.
Yeah, Tigers have a dearth of running backs in that. Liberty comes out. Tight end left, wing or tight end right, wing right. Delta shows blitz. They kick it to the outside. Now hole up the middle, off the right side and finds a seam. Wyrenbeck, thanks Digger. And Wyrenbeck picks up 23.
He really stuck that foot in the ground there, got upfield. It was a nice run by Ted there.
Yeah, and you like to see that coming out of that out of the underclassmen. Okay, Tigers. Wing left set. White out over here. Tight end to the right side. Under center. Pitch deep. Looking for Rich. Skips it out. Takes on a tackle. He's got a tackle. Breaks that one. Or a blocker. Picks his way forward.
Ty
Jackson. Jackson was the guy that ran for 120 yards to score a 50-yard touchdown a couple of weeks ago. What a scintillating run.
Dakota Zabel with a block down the field there. Pretty good block. Gain a couple more yards from it.
Yeah, Jackson picked his way through and followed the blocking well. Coming off, Old Crew. Smith, the center, calling the signals.
Number 82, David Minnick at a tight end.
Minnick, 195-pound sophomore. All right, clock running now, just under 8. Single setback, double wing package, and motion, and we're going to get...
We got Heath Atkins in the backfield here, and Toby Parasini at the other tight end. The 86, Colton Zapansky down here at a split receiver.
All right, Tigers. Double wing, now motion again. They'll pitch to the motion man. Jet sweep on the right, running room there. Now has to dive forward. Good recovery by the Delta defense. Liberty Center does pick up about 4 on the play.
Heath Atkinson. Nice little run there, Heath.
All right, Liberty now. 3rd down and 5. Clock just under 7 minutes. Ball on the 34. Single setback with double wing. Now going to run that motion again. Give it to the motion back. Cuts it up the middle. And sticks those feet in the ground. Drives forward hard. Pounds down inside the 30 to the 28. 6-yard gain. That'll move the sticks.
Good run by Will there into some traffic. Able to sniff out that first down. See if Tigers can't punch one here with the second team in. Do we know if there's a JV game tomorrow? You guys heard?
No?
Okay. Wasn't sure if
Yeah, the JVs have not had a full slate of games for sure. Okay, motion out of the wing. They're going to give it to that back. Cuts it back up through, spins, twists, and that's Old Crew. Around that, around the back and around the right side, cut it up. Picks up 8 on the play. Second down and 2 for Liberty on the 20-yard line at Delta. Now we're going to dig a little deeper into the lineup. Number 27, Dakota Zabo, checks in. Smith, under center, motion this way, give to the first back, and he's hit right away, powers forward, and that may be enough to move the chains. Pick up a 3, and it'll be a Liberty center.
Tyler Roars.
Nope.
Run there.
Nope, my bad. I miss.
Yeah.
No, it is a first down. I thought for a minute I did misread it, but that's going to be a first down from the 17. Now the chain's still waiting to go. The referees never did signal it, so the chain gang hustling up. All right, give. Power run around the left side. Kicks through one. Hit right there and about busted backwards in half. That was
Braxton Light, I think, there.
Braxton Light. You know, that is a veteran chain gang down there, commandeered by Mike Mann. You got Rob.
Yeah, who do we got on that?
Yeah, you got Rick Miller, Rob Myers, and the down box. No, not sure. All right, just over 4 minutes. Under center. Smith. Give first back, not much there. Runs right into the teeth of the Delta defense. So probably no gain. 3rd down and 5. Dan Meyer, maybe.
Okay.
Is that who it is? Dan Meyer, the down box? Yeah, definitely a veteran crew. I think Mike Mann has led that crew with an iron fist. He's been at it, I think, 42 years.
Wow.
Maybe 22. I don't know. All right, 3.5. Now motion. Pitch on that jet sweep, looking to the right side. Delta runs him down, and there'll be no gain on the play. Delta just strung it out, and the Tigers could not get the corner turned. So that'll bring up 4th and 5.
Looks like we might try to kick this again. I see Ian Rosebrook trotting out.
If they get a chance here, I would think this might be a little, and that's, yes it is. They do have the field goal unit out there. The ball rests on the 15-yard line like it did before on the other end. It would be a 32-yard attempt. Tigers get a full cordon of blockers. They get set. Snap, hold down, it's up, kick on the way. It's got the distance. It's good! Ian Rosebrook pounded that through into the, well, the wind is still blowing in his face. That sucker would have been good from 42 yards away. Power thunderfoot there for Ian Rosebrook. Tigers go up now 51-0.
Yeah, he got all that one. That was a heck of a kick there, Ian Rosebrook.
Yeah. That was still going. I imagine that bounced off one of those brick abutments down there beyond the outside of the concrete rail.
Another important thing to continue to work on, Spike, is extra point in the field goal. Is once again, you get late in the playoffs, you never know.
Yes.
Those points are so crucial, and
Yep.
we saw a couple pressures tonight. It was good to get that shored up on that one and be able to knock that one through.
You know what? We've got 2.5 to go with the running clock. It's probably not too soon to start chirping about players of the game.
Yeah.
Unit.
Boy, it's
this
tough.
might be the most difficult night of the year.
When you have these dominating performances and you just got, guys flashing all over the place, making tackles and just running in open fields like the running backs have done tonight because of this offensive line. It is. It's going to be a challenge to pick them tonight for sure.
All right, here's the kickoff. Long and deep. They run together. Ball bobbled at the 3-yard line. They'll pick it up. Looking for a little return, but the Tigers hold that one in well. They fill the lanes, and the return only back to the 12-yard line. 21,
Ted Weirenbeck, I think, was in on that tackle. Maybe a couple others.
Ooh, Bryan and Wasion tied at 20.
That's surprising. That's surprising.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Offensive player of the game. Where do you get a vote? Digger, you got any call on this?
Digger, we might have to get Digger in on this one. You know, a lot of positives. A lot of positives offensively.
Tigers, now they've got the
Garrison Cruz with a big hit there. We got some freshmen rolling in, I think.
Trey Flory, a freshman. Yeah, we got the freshman out there now.
73, Andrew Sapansky. 48, Adam Foster.
All right, time running out, minute and 25. They're going to run a deep pitch around that left side, and the Tigers swarm to the tackle over there, bring him down around the 20.
66, Mason Talent. 61, Tate Parasini.
Yeah, these are all freshmen
Number
now.
60, Kellen Weimer running out there.
Trading spots in and out.
34, Brady Badenhop. Who else we got out there?
48, did you get Adam Foster?
I got Adam Foster, yep.
I wonder if that's your younger brother. We had a Foster a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
it was.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. All right, so down to the last couple of plays, power up the middle, and a big contusion of players. That is going to bring up
Kellen
fourth
Weimer
down
might have
and 1.
Got in on the stat sheet there with a tackle.
Yeah. 58, Trey Flory. 73, Andrew Skupinski. So they're kind of going in and out now.
65, Grant Bartels. Sorry.
Yep, this will be the last play of the game, 15 seconds. Fourth down and 1.
They aren't going to snap
And Delta doesn't even want to run the play. I'm surprised they're not going to go for it. But that's going to wind it up here from Liberty Center. Delta refuses to run a play. I guess it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
51-0. Liberty Center dominates in every facet of the game, every avenue of the field, and Liberty Center moves to 9-0 here in Rex Lindgren Stadium on beautiful Kip Kern Field. Kip Kern smiling down again. He can see what's coming in the future. We've got some football in front of us, and next week in particular, it's going to be Wasion. That'll be a game, no holds barred. You are not going to see anybody pulling back, looking about, well, what can we do here to ease the pain? This is going to be pow, pow, pow.
Wasion's got some playmakers, too, on the offensive side. They're going to spread it around a little bit. They got a couple nice receivers and running back and Parsons kid at the quarterback. So they got some talent on the offensive side, and they're going to come in here hungry, ready to go. But I think the Tigers are going to be ready to go as well, huh, Spike?
Yes. This week in practice, they'll be licking their chops. There'll be a new hunger in the eyes. The coaches won't have to work too hard to get these guys up for this. This will be the age of Aquarius coming here, a dawning of a new age, as the Tigers get set now to play game number 10 in the season. Well, we've had a long night of it, so let's try to get out of here. So, any ideas for? Let's go with offensive player of the game first.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Digger, any thoughts?
Digger, go ahead.
I'm going to say the guy that started it out was Colton Chambers.
Yeah.
He owned that first quarter.
Yeah.
And he was the playmaker. He broke the run. He had a reception. right there that pretty much dampened Delta's spirits right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's the one that really stuck out.
Couple of good crisp blocks,
Yes.
too,
Yep.
yes, from
Yep.
his wingback spot. What do you think, Jigs?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the running backs stick out. The Cruz brothers went crazy again tonight, and Colton Chambers had a nice game as well. The offensive line was dominating. It's hard to point to one offensive lineman, I think.
Yep.
Landon Amstut's another one, just solid tonight. You know, he had the nice pull down and touchdown run. Man, I don't know. These games are hard. They
Yes,
really are.
yes,
They are
very
hard when it's just
a team game to begin with.
That's
and
right.
It's really hard to differentiate
That's
between
right.
the two.
So yeah, I'll throw those names out. Let me go ahead and finish this up, and then
I would say, to me, I could go with Colton Chambers. I would also put a strong vote in for the quarterbacking play of Landon Amstutz. He just just keeps building and building, building up like a pyramid toward the point of where he just blows people away. So I think I like both of those.
I'd be fine with Landon Amstutz. That'd be fine.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Well, I tell you what then. I think that settles it. Our offensive player of the game tonight for his leadership, his enlarged role, his leadership. I think Landon Amstutz with a honorable mention for Colton Chambers, but Landon Amstutz, offensive player of the game. Now, defense, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I mean, linebackers, they flew around again tonight. They all three, both Cruz brothers and Waylon Rentz. I think Waylon Rentz really stuck out to me. I mean, he had a couple big hits, was in the backfield constantly, had a big hit on the quarterback kind of after the play. Obviously, the D-line was dominant as well. Seth Navar and Xander Zeider as well. I think I'm going to go Seth Navar, and I'm going to give two, and you guys can pick. Seth Navar, Waylon Rentz would be my two defensive players tonight.
Yeah.
Seth Navar was in the backfield a lot. He was.
Yes.
He maybe not making tackles, but he was there.
Oh, yeah. What do you think, Digger?
And I would have to agree with Navar. I mean, when the starters were in there, you heard Navar's name being called just about every other play. But he forced a fumble. Between him and Bachman, they were gang tackling the quarterback, and both of them were being double teamed. But Navar was able to penetrate a little bit, and I would agree with Navar.
So you're going to vote Navar.
I will vote
and
Navar.
You voted Navar and Rentz.
Yes, you be the tiebreaker, or bring some other candidates there, Spike.
I love Rentz for the picture. So, well, let's just go with that. I love Rentz, but I definitely will have to give Seth Navar an honorable mention, if you will. So, defensive player of the game, Waylon Rentz, and Seth Navar right up there pulling his flag out like flag football. So, okay, now comes the easy one, the unit of the game.
This is all you, right?
Well, I asked for help.
No, you didn't.
I like to ask for help.
I'm going to throw a new one out there. We talk about this kickoff team a lot on just pinning teams inside the 20, whether it be the kickoff going into the end zone or our just team getting down there and tackling them inside the 20, and how demoralizing that is for teams to try to drive 80 yards every single time. And it seems like they do it every time. So I'm going to say the kickoff unit.
That is a unique decision. What do you call it, Digger?
And you know what? That's a great outlook, because they didn't start outside the 20 all night.
No, they didn't.
And it's progressively gotten better. We've had a few teams that have gotten up to the 30 and the 35. But tonight, I mean, Delta was not even on the other side of the field.
No.
And that kickoff was a big thing, because it was usually 3 and out.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to definitely go with that, too. I think every facet of the game tonight, every unit was superb. but to go with a different slant. And the kickoff team had issues a little early in the year, but they also their improvement has skyrocketed as well.
Yep.
And so now that makes it an easy selection for me. We'll go. I love that. I
the
love
thing
that.
Is, Brian made the
Jakes.
comment earlier.
Yeah.
The kickoff team's getting very upset with Walker because they don't get to hit anybody. And I agree with that. Because you see
they're
some
not
of these
getting
guys,
their stats.
Yeah, they're running down there empty.
Yeah.
And they're coming back to the sideline, holding their hands up, and they're like, man.
Sprinting down, wanting to smoke somebody, and you can't.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, so that makes it another pretty much unanimous pick. It'll be the kickoff team for Liberty Center winning the unit of the game. So from there, we've got Sattler meets in Napoleon. This is the Kyle Kern
Post-game show.
Post-game show, yes. Duh. And so we set it up for that with Kyle on Kip Kern Field, of course. And then Sattler meets, providing chicken wings on Tuesday nights to the winning unit. So thanks to Kyle Kern for all his terrific sponsorship efforts, and then for Sattler Meats for stepping up and filling a void there. So with all that said, it was the kickoff unit. The game has ended. People are filing out. The players have been on the field, and fans out there congratulate him. We move to next week for game number 10, and the people will be on the edge of their seats here. This will be a big one. Wauseon, down through the years, has been a very tough opponent. And no matter what's at stake here, Liberty Center will spend a great week of practice, refocusing, digging in. I can't wait to see the efforts throughout the week as they really point forward. So for Cole Ballman on the techie stuff, Dan Kessler standing and making sure everything goes good. He shrugs his shoulders. Dan unassuming. Digger Barnes down here helping out. Digger, the cross-country coach, girls cross-country, or both, I'm sorry.
Girls
Duh.
and boys.
Yep, that's my bad. And Jiggs here for the fourth time this season in 9 games, doing another excellent job with the stats and with the fine-tuning of the play-by-play. So Spiker here to bring it. It's Liberty Center 51, Delta 0 as we head for Week 10. On that note, everybody, it's good night and good Tiger sports.
Thank you to KK Collision, a leader in the auto repair industry that has been servicing Northwest Ohio's auto needs for over 27 years. Meyer Baden-Kopp Insurance. Since 1933, Northwest Ohio has been the home of the Meyer Baden-Kopp Agency. Second to None Designs, your home for custom screen, printing, and embroidery. Affinity IT Group, cybersecurity managed services for your company's demanding computer needs. 3Core, sign it, sew it, screen it, promote it. Davis Farm Services is a family-owned agronomy business serving Northwest Ohio farmers for over 50 years. Swanson Welding has been providing our customers with the highest quality services for their metal fabrication needs since 1956. Pam and Dick Leather. Pizzanello's Pizza. Great family restaurant serving up delicious pizza, subs, wings, salads, and a wide variety of appetizers right here in Liberty Center. Gerald Grain Centers, a farmer-owned cooperative with 9 locations here in northwestern Ohio.